What's going on, guys? Kaoiji here. So I actually beat one of the final bosses of the year, and what I mean is I did my taxes. But anyway, that's what I've been doing this last week. It's been a very incredible time, said no one ever. But now that we're done and life is back to normal, let's get on with the PSO2 news. Now this week we actually have a ton of returning campaigns. We have two new scratches, one of them being an AC support scratch, the other one being a PSO2 ES fashion scratch. There's a new mission pass that has a ton of cool stuff in it, so we're just going to get into it. So there's a lot of cool stuff in the mission pass this time around, so let's start with that. First things first is that when we get to tier 30 as a free-to-play player, then what's cool is you're going to get another Power Stone Granny. Now that means you're going to be able to make another class weapon if you haven't already gotten some of your other stones to drop for you. There's also a ton of new fashion that's going to be available here as well. There's the GH470 set, as well as accessories for both masculine and feminine characters. Now, there's also the emotes for bed 2, and there's also the hug emote. Personally, if you guys are into fashion or giant lollipop weapon camos, then this is definitely going to be for you. The big thing to keep in mind out of this mission scratch is in fact the Power Stone Granny, mainly because this is how you get your Klaus weapons. So if you haven't already gotten one, here's now another chance for you to get one. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the AC support scratch and the new fashion scratch. So first with the AC support scratch, if you haven't already, taken a look into what they have, if you guys are ever curious, they're basically just your augmenting affixes. That's really all they are. Now, there's nothing special about this one in particular. So no, unfortunately, you're not going to get your SG capsules for Mark Courage anytime soon. I'm sorry, global players. Now let's take a look at the Arcs Elite AC scratch. Now there's a lot of good feminine outfits coming out of this time around. There's a lot of good accessories, but keep in mind the big reason why this is actually exciting is because this is a lot of fashion that not only looks good, but a lot of accessories that people didn't know were actually going to come to the game, mainly because they were from PSO2 ES. So now that we at least know that we're going to get them, awesome. There's a lot of cool emotes that you're going to be able to get here as well. You're going to be able to get the beach pose, body pillow, PR pose 4, claw machine, the whole sit and outfit emote. There's also a PSO2 set for your mags and furnishings. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out of this right now, as well as the PSO2 ES weapon camos. Man, if you are a degenerate like me, then yes, this is the time for you to be pulling, especially for emotes. I mean, let's just be honest. Now, it is a little bit of a shame, to be honest with you, that the weapon camos, or at least the body pillow weapon camos, are available only at the 50 scratch draws, but I mean, let's be honest, guys, we are what we are, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna want up spending that money just to be able to get just the weapon camos alone for nothing else. I mean, totally upstanding citizens who, I promise you, we are only collecting weapon camos for the sake of New Genesis. That's right, none of us have any ulterior motives at all. Not me, not this guy. I am a pure, wholesome character. And now some of the news that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. We actually have some really big content updates coming over to PSO2 Global. The first thing that we're going to be getting is we're getting ultra hard versions of Cradle of Darkness, Drawn to Darkness, and then we're also going to be getting the increase in the amount of attempts that you could do per day to the parallel world where you fight Masquerade. For those of you guys who haven't already been able to complete floor 999 yet, then this will actually be the perfect amount of time for you to be able to do so. You're basically no longer limited because I'm not going to lie to you, you're probably not going to be hitting the 50 cap for every day, but you will get pretty close assuming you start grinding. Now, the next thing we also got was we finally have Divide Quest stages 31 through 35. No, we still have not gotten Solo Sodan, but hopefully we are going to be able to get that soon. But this so far is incredibly exciting because there are some really good items that are going to be dropping from Divides 31 through 35, so that's going to be awesome. And now for those of you guys who didn't know, they also announced the new code to be able to type in the in-game chat, where you guys can get a weapon camo as well as 100 SG and 3 Tri-Boost 150s. Type in excellent items in the chat, in any chat in the PSO2 in-game, and you'll be able to get these 3 items. And for those of you guys who forgot, or maybe you just didn't know, the absolute best 2 weeks of the global anniversary event is now beginning. So beginning March 31st, after the maintenance, we are going to be getting the Urgent Quest campaign, which is complete 3 Urgent Quests, and you'll be able to get 100% Tri-Boost times 2, EXP earned plus 50% times 2, 50 Rising Weapon Badge 5s. For completing 6 of them, you're going to be getting EX Rare Drop Rate 100s. You're going to get 5 of those. You're going to get 30 Ultimate Boosters. You're going to get Rising Weapon Badge 5s times 50. For completing 9 Urgent Quests, you're going to be getting 200 SG, 4 million experience, and 100 Rising Weapon Badge 5s. Not only that, but once you complete 12, you're going to get a Rainbow Key, you're going to get an EX Tri Boost 150, you're going to get 20 Augment Transfer Passes, which goes perfect with the current boost week that's going to be going on, and you're going to get another 100 Rising Weapon Badge 5s. Keep in mind that completing the recommended quests 7 times, by the way, you're still on track to actually earn the free SG scratch ticket. And again, no, there's not going to be the free SG scratch ticket alongside an SG capsule scratch. So again, like I said before, I'm sorry for all you global players who've been looking for Mark Courage on your units more specifically. Now we also have the introduction of Wild Easter, which is going to be the Easter event, which is going to be starting the 31st after the maintenance as well. And in my personal opinion, there's nothing really that drops too crazy that you're going to be wanting out of this urgent quest, except for maybe, which is S7 Dharma Boon, which is recovers 5% of HP and 10 PP upon successful technique charge parry. And then you're also going to be getting a lot of Yamato factors out of this urgent quest as well. Now there's another quest that's going to be here, and you're going to get partner cards for the respective NPCs as well. And that is the Phantasy Star 20th anniversary celebration. Not only are you going to be able to get the titles and the partner cards to Creek, Ash, and Red Ring Rico, but you'll have the chance of getting the Double Saber Legacy and the Soul Banish weapon camos. They also have the Mop Up Endless Nightmare quest that's going to be arriving with them. And for all of you summoners out there, this is actually going to be a good place for you guys to get the super solid Petrol Parfait. And then circling back over to the ultra hard urgent quest that we were talking about before, nothing is really going to be exciting out of these quests except for the Nemesis Celica, the Raven Celica, and the Graf Teschel weapon camos. Basically all of the original weapon series that we basically grew up with in PSO2 Global at the beginning of its life cycle now gets transformed into weapon camos, and that's really exciting. So if you really like the look of those weapons, you'll be able to take those into NGS with you. Now they also have the new Divide quest stages like I was talking about before, 31 to 35, which gives us the sealed Nodachi, which is the sealed J sword, which if I recall correctly, you have to kill, I think it's like 50,000 enemies with the sealed Nodachi to be able to gain the weapon camo version from the title. Somebody in the comment section can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't actually remember the entire name and the title or even the amount of enemies that are required for the title. Now, that's not going to be the only thing that's going to be dropping from these Divide quests either. You're also going to get Add S8 Rainbowy Road, which inflicts random staleness element when attacking with Petal, Sea, Leaf, Moon, or Snow, and Channel are active. Then also add 6 Escalating Expanse, which increases the escalating pursuit damage and turns that into an area of effect ability, basically. Then also one thing that they did as well is they gave us the updated version of the Armada Training Final Lament and Shiva, the Goddess of Annihilation. Pretty much everything that was able to drop from Divide Quest 31 through 35 will now be able to drop from the updated version of the Final Lament as well. So you're going to be able to farm a ton of these things from just about anywhere. The cool thing is that Power Stone Granius also have a very low chance of dropping here as well, so that's going to be awesome there too. And I think with that, that's going to be the end of the video. We had a ton of news come out this time around, and although a lot of us didn't get what we wanted, or the small few of us didn't get what we wanted anyway, there were a lot of good things that came out of this. So that means that not only are we getting even more stuff that's going to be putting us close towards parity with the Japanese version of the game. Just a little bit of a fun fact, we're getting the ultra hard versions of the Cradle of Darkness, the Drawn to Darkness, and a couple of the other things ahead of the JP release. So that's kind of cool when you really think about it. But anyway, guys, stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.